We are live. Welcome to the ShakaBruh Show with my co-host, Mr. Sunshine. But
What's
before,
going on?
what's up, brother? Before we start, I gotta go over a quick little disclaimer. Uh, None of this is to be taken as financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for entertainment purposes only. The information provided is for educational, informational, entertainment purposes without the express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness or any particular purpose. Trading of bitcoins and altcoins or cryptocurrencies and NFTs has potential rewards and it also has potential risks involved. Trading may not be suitable for all people. Anyone wishing to invest should seek his or her own independent financial or professional advice. Only invest what you can afford to lose or be without. You only lose when you sell at a loss. And with that said, and without further ado, welcome to another episode of Wallet White Paper Wednesdays.
Wow, what a day. What a
What a
day.
day in the markets, in the space. We've got so much to talk about. I mean, I don't even know where to start, to be honest.
Let's just pull up the Bitcoin chart here. Bitcoin's sitting around 28,900. Big sell-off came in today. Broke
What's it at
that
right now?
28,900.
All right.
I'm looking at the daily chart here, and it broke that bull pennant that's been forming for a while now. People have had their eye on it, and it hasn't been this low since July 22nd, 2021. So a little less than a year ago was the last time Bitcoin was this low, which is pretty crazy.
We might go
Crypto's
down.
volatile.
Yeah, it is. And I think it's going down more, to be honest. That's just my personal opinion, not financial advice.
I'd have to say, like, looking at this chart, if it breaks down below these levels, which it's tested 1, 2, 3, this is the fourth time it's testing these levels. If it breaks down below, 27, like upper 27s, next stop is like 24,000, and then the next stop is like 19,000, like 19 and a half. And like I had mentioned previously, Michael Saylor is going to get margin called if it goes under 21, and at a minimum, he's going to have to sell 30,000 Bitcoin. And if that happens, it's 12,000 is not out of the question.
Honestly. I'm ready to buy a full Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's, you're talking about a golden opportunity,
right?
That would be it. I'm sure there's some other stuff going in the background in terms of trying to prevent Michael Saylor from getting margin called. But we've seen it before where whales try to liquidate other whales. Like, that's their goal. That's the way that some actors choose to operate in any space. Same with the stock market. They ramp something up just to short it all the way back down and repeat. What's that?
Sorry.
Next topic?
Oh,
No, it's my wife's phone. But speaking of next topic, real quick, shout out to Board Breakfast Club here for my NFT with utility. Sipping on Blend 2, the Greasy Spoon. Enjoying my second cup right now.
Ooh, you're drinking coffee pretty late, my friend.
Yeah, it's a little cold and I'm a little tired right now. It's been a long, rough week for me starting a new job. So just wanted to enjoy some good coffee.
I feel that, man. Good coffee, especially really good coffee. You can enjoy that any time of the day.
Oh yeah, so I hold this NFT, and every month I get a drop shipped a bag for each NFT I hold for free. And right now, it's the NFTs are pretty cheap. They're like $100. So 4 shipments, you got your money back.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, and I got a special blend coming. Support the Ukraine, or the money went to the Ukraine, obviously, and I don't know. Should be coming by the end of this month. Plus, claim 3 snapshot is May 16th. So I'll be having some of that come in, and with the price of Ethereum right now, it's about to dip below 2,000, and the NFTs being so cheap, I might grab a couple more NFTs just to get more coffee. I mean, and I can gift them.
Yeah, I mean everything's down. Honestly, the only thing that's up is USDC and Binance USD, BUSD.
Yeah, BNB's at 271.
Yeah, it's rough out there. XRP's probably gonna go down to, I say, 25 cents. Terra
Doge
USD is back up to 78 cents because that's a whole fiasco. Jeez.
Yeah. I seen that. Doge is 8.5 cent.
I mean, there's
Shib's way down.
I can't say there's anything green that's not a stable coin.
Crow. 19 cents. Ouch.
Don't even tell me.
Sorry. I'm glad I got an XLM last year when I did to make all these plays.
So the biggest gainers we have are shitcoins. We have MetaCyber up 355% in the last 24 hours. But one thing you always need to look at when you're looking at any coin is the trading volume. There's only $78,000 in trading volume for MetaCyber. That's very, very low. That means there's not a whole lot of people buying and selling, and pretty much every single coin except SafeMoon V2 is under $1 million in liquidity traded. There's a couple when you get lower on the list, but as it stands, nothing outside of shit coins or meme coins, if you'd prefer, have any kind of gains to them. And I mean, it looks like we're going into a crypto winter. It seems like it was put off as totally as long as it could. The markets wanted to be held up, and seems like they have fallen through. So
what does that mean? I'm so bricked up right now. I don't get it.
I mean,
somebody watching comment.
I'm so bricked up. Maybe just upset.
Yeah,
frustrated. Lots of emotions that make it hard to function properly.
Well, that's why we wanted to create this platform for people to come here and talk. Like to express those emotions and feelings, so that you don't feel so emotional.
Terra Luna down to 97 cents and a $12 billion trading volume, 93% down in 24 hours. That is wild. For those of you who don't know, Terra Luna has a stable coin, which is Terra, and then they have Luna. And Terra lost its USD peg and dropped about 25 cents. And as soon as that started happening, basically, to get Terra, the stable coin, you burn Luna. To get Luna, you burn Terra. And that helps keep the peg stable, helps back it with liquidity. And essentially, once that peg, once it depegs and goes lower, you can arbitrage, which means you're basically selling as much Luna as you can, because you're gonna get $1 worth of Terra, even though Terra is actually only worth 75 cents. So you profit from that arbitrage in the price difference. And from what I was reading, it seems like it was like a coordinated attack by some whales.
Without it,
that's what it seems like. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Basically, one of the big issues with Luna is on Anchor. Anchor lets so many protocols borrow money and leverage it through margin. So 50x margin, if you trade $1, it's actually worth $50, which is great if it goes up. If it goes down, you could end up losing more than what's actually in your account. And from what I was reading, basically, some bad actors got together and they realized how over leveraged Anchor was. They borrowed a crap ton of Bitcoin. They swapped the Bitcoin for US Terra, and then they commenced an incredible dump and depegged UST. So, it's still the wild, wild west out here. I know.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of shitty characters.
Yeah, and they have no remorse, regard, or respect for other humans, and they operate in that space. And unfortunately, with no regulation, essentially, stuff like that is, that's pure market manipulation. If it was regulated, agencies can come in and take them to court for market manipulation, conspiracy, criminal damages, basically. But because there isn't any regulation, that's about it. Your money's gone.
Unfortunately. So let's go, and you wanted to see what I got in my piggy bank, huh?
Yeah, let's check out some piggy stuff.
Okay, so we got 14 hours, 48 minutes, and 4 seconds until the
3, 2,
1.
no seconds.
Until the V2 launch. I guess you're able to look at it now, but I guess the full, well, almost full, because dogs aren't,
Yeah, the dog migration should start the end of next week, beginning of 2 weeks.
But there's things lined up month after month after month. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, he was on the live earlier, and they're talking about, the peer-to-peer lending protocol, scratchers, but let me get my screen up here. If I can get the right one. Let's try nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Here we go. You ready? Countdown. Drum roll, please.
Hey, look at that.
So
I like the new background.
Yeah, the UI is nice. Yeah. Kind of matches my background.
Yes. So maybe he was watching our videos.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, so my piggy bank, let me take a closer look when we can get on that screen. So I don't even remember what I put in, but I put something in for like a 2-week stake, and then I did one like with no stake.
I'm gonna try this real quick
to see. And I guess I got more.
There we go. Nice.
And I think they're gonna do the pig crediting later, from my understanding.
The excess pig crediting?
Yeah, because if here, I have the same amount of pigs.
So from what I was seeing in my little bit of research today for the animal farm, is that there's a less than a 1% variance from your original pig stake to what you've been credited. Once it launches, any difference that you're owed plus the little bit extra will come out as pigs that are claimable. So you should be able to, if you're owed any pigs, they will end up as claimable pigs that you can then redeposit, sell, do what you want.
Yeah. Or it might just go into these.
Let's see. Oh yeah, so that's what I mean. You'll be able to claim it to the pig pen or to the piggy bank, and then after, I think, it's a 4-hour lockup, then you can withdraw them. So
no, I don't think it's a 4-hour lockup anymore.
Oh, he changed it.
I think it's a 30-day or 40-day.
Interesting.
I don't see it on here, but I remember seeing it before unless they changed it again. But if you, I think, let's see, click Pig Pen. Got it. Every 24. Yeah, it doesn't really. I have to go look in the white paper. But it was, I thought it said like 30-day or 40-day lockup, and then you got 2% per day. And I'm pretty sure whatever you deposit is going to be 100% locked. I know it wasn't in the piggy bank, but it was in the pig pen.
Yeah.
No, or opposite way around. It wasn't in the pig pen, but it was in the piggy bank.
Yeah, the pig pen had a 4-hour lockup. That was the minimum.
On V1. V2,
on V1, yeah.
On V2, before they had this update right here, it had like a 30-day, I think, or 40-day. I'm not too sure, but I did see something.
Well, the minimum, if that is the case, would be a 50-day lockup because you can withdraw 2% per day.
I think it was 50-day.
So it would be a 50-day lockup. And I mean, I think we might see things change as we kind of hit that last unlock day. I know part of this is to help prevent destabilizing price action through basically combined dumping. And at the same time, I think it's going to help people gain a little more confidence back in the project, because you'll actually see the project get to work, because only 2% of the pigs will be claimable per day. And after a week, even though everybody, like a lot of people, I mean, I don't know, they're holding, I don't know, whales, they'll start claiming, but at the same time, they'll start seeing, actual price action and the whole project actually working as intended. I mean, granted, we need to wait for dogs for kind of everything full circle, but I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised, or at least they should be already, with like 2 to 3x the amount of piglets, and then to see how the actual ecosystem will start operating as everything unlocks, because they're all interconnected. They all kind of have an effect on each other, which is, I mean, I think I'm actually going to, while B&B is down and everything's down so much, I'm probably going to throw a whole B&B in the reservoir. Why not?
Yeah, don't forget, you get a bonus when it launches if you buy pigs.
Was it 20? I think 20%, was it?
I think it's 20%, which encourages buy instead of selling.
Yeah.
So.
And everybody who's already in, it's basically as if you still got on pre-launch, because the way they're doing the crediting, plus that's not even, literally not even taking into consideration that you've been generating returns this entire time in BUSD.
Yeah, I agree.
I think people need a little more patience. This isn't, we're not moon boys over here.
Yeah, fudders. We're not fudders. We're not mother fudders.
No, if there was actual negative news or negative information, I would love to talk about it. But there just isn't. It's just FUD. It's just people letting their emotions take hold of them. I mean, I think there's a lack of understanding with a lot of these projects that people get into. They have an assumption that they're going to get rich overnight. They don't understand what they're doing or how the protocol works. And unfortunately, that's just bad for your investment.
Yeah. Well, that's why I wanted to start being on YouTube more frequently now, because I just feel like I dropped the ball last year during the bear market before the bull run, and I could have, got a good thing going, but now I'm gonna do it now. So when so that way we can tell you this is when you buy, like now, not later during the bull run. Like now is when you stack it up.
Yeah, when you see big red knives, those, they say don't catch a falling knife, but I'd rather catch a falling knife than buy a green dildo.
Yeah.
Unless you're day trading. If you're day trading, one of the most successful day trading styles is buy high, sell higher. That's fundamentally proven by day traders.
And that's what a lot of people are trying to. They bought high, and then now they're getting wrecked.
Well, they bought high and they didn't sell higher. They bought high, it went a little higher, pulled back, went a little higher, pulled back, and then it started a downtrend because you bought a top. But some of the most successful day traders that I follow, they buy high and they sell higher. That's that's their that's their strategy, and it works. In bear markets, they downsize heavily and play shorts, buy pullbacks. But if they were trading with, say, 2.5 to 5% of their account during a bull market, they're only trading with 0.5% to 1%. Size down, because there's if you don't have an account left, you can't work on a strategy. You can't master a strategy. You can't try out a new strategy. And consistency is like, if you want to day trade or swing trade, like, you need to pick what lane you want to be in and you need to stay in it, and you need to ride it out until you can get enough data and feedback to see if your strategy is successful. And if it's not, then you need to take a step back, downsize your positions very heavily, and work on a new strategy until you become consistent and successful. Risk management is super important. And the biggest thing in risk management, in my opinion, is most people play with more than they should. I don't care if you have a $100 account, if you have a $10,000 account. If you're sizing in 10% on a position for a swing trade, for a day trade, even just a first, like if you're establishing a position and you buy 10% of your portfolio, that's not good risk management. It's just simply not. And that's what's going to allow you to last in any of these financial markets, is risk management.
True that. True that. Very well said. I just got 4,550 plants in my garden. It's compounded.
Wow, I think you might actually have more than me at this point.
No.
What was it? 40, 44?
4,500.
45? You're getting close, man. I haven't rolled in probably a week and a half, almost 2 weeks.
Oh,
I've just been pulling out like a drip a day and sitting on the BUSD. That's it.
So are you ready for it now? We're gonna do it.
Are you gonna hit that past that 1K? Let's go.
Let's
3,
go. 2,
1.
Okay.
And we wait.
Here we go. It's coming. Live.
Edging. Oh wow, anticlimactic, man.
Hey! Let's see it. Boom!
Go.
Shakalaka. Perfect. Look at that. Exactly.
I think I just hit 1,300, I think. 13,
No,
maybe
already?
14. Dude, I told you I've been pulling out like at least half a drip a day from my garden. Plus,
Damn.
like if I'm at like 0.8 drip, I'm like, well, screw it. I'll just I'll throw another $10, get a whole drip, deposit it.
Yeah.
You know?
Major milestone though, right there, man. I'm super stoked about that.
Let's see what else I got here.
Okay, that's
okay. So we did BTC overall markets. We did the Terra Luna fiasco. Oh, this one is very interesting, and I think it goes perfect with the 101 series because it's something we always talk about. And what's rule number 1? Say it with me.
Not your keys, not your crypto.
Coinbase. Coinbase came out with their earnings report this year for their publicly traded stock, or for this quarter. It comes out. Every company is required to report their financial standing, their financial reports. And Coinbase lost about half of its valuation on very poor earnings. I think when they IPO'd and when they hit their peak, they were like a $65 billion company. More recently, they're, I think, about a $4 to $12 billion company, somewhere in there. I could pull it up if we want exact numbers on there. But the interesting part of that is that the CEO, oh wow, that's crazy. So at the peak, Coinbase was $357 per share. They now sit at $53.72.
Ouch.
So they are down 81% on the year. Let's pull up their market cap because market cap is important. Okay, so on the upper side, I was correct. They're sitting just under a $12 billion market cap. But here's where it gets interesting, is the CEO basically explained and put it to the public that if Coinbase as a company goes bankrupt, everybody who has their cryptocurrency in the Coinbase exchange wallet is liable to be liquidated and use that to pay off their delinquent debt.
Yeah, fuck. I mean, forget that.
How wild is that? That
Yeah,
is
we're
insane
gonna
to
take your
me.
money to pay our debt. Yeah, centralized exchange,
Literally, that you will be liable to pay their delinquent debt
which I would
if
start
they go
taking your money and
bankrupt.
putting in cold storage immediately.
Yeah, I would get, and that's the thing is when we went over wallets, we touched on two very distinct type of wallets. And there's hot wallets and then there's cold storage wallets. But I think there's something that's important to understand is like a hot exchange wallet. So Coinbase is an exchange. Their exchange is a hot wallet, but they are custody of your crypto. That's
Hmm.
they are holding on to your assets. They essentially own them because they have the keys and you don't.
It-
And I mean, at this point, with earnings so bad, and the CEO saying that if you have crypto on our platform and we go belly up, that you have a chance to lose all that money, so we could pay and not go bankrupt or pay off our debt as we go bankrupt. I don't see any reason why anybody would even use Coinbase at this point. And I'm like a proponent of that in to a small extent. Like that's a great intro place for crypto. I mean, technically it still is to onboard to buy crypto, but as soon as you get it on Coinbase, send
Get
it
it
to your
off.
MetaMask, send it to
Yeah,
your Trezor, like
yeah.
get it out of there. Send it to your Trust wallet.
I think
Get it
my
out.
phone, our phone is my phone is listening to our conversation because I just got an alert from my EliPal wallet, and I swear, look, it's right here, and look what it says. The highlight.
I can't see that shit. It's way too
It
small.
says, for your asset safety, it is recommended to use EliPal Cold Wallet to manage your assets. Like it's
Oh,
telling you right here to take your assets off of those
yep,
exchanges. Like my phone alerted me to do it. Like, how
yep.
freaky is that? Just like while we were talking, I was laughing.
And that's so like crypto.com, they have their DeFi wallet. So it is still a hot wallet, but it's not an exchange wallet. An exchange is not holding, and that's right, it's not really even a wallet. The way that they display your crypto makes it feel like a hot wallet, but it's not. It's an exchange. It's a representation of all the money you have deposited into their exchange. Get it
Mhm.
out. If you don't plan on trading it or doing anything with it for, at this point, I would say 3 days, get it out of there. Large sums instantly. Like if you're buying more than $1,000 of a cryptocurrency, you buy that and then you send it to your wallet. That's it. Simple as that. Even if you have cold storage, send it there. The fees are worth it. That's what's protecting you.
Let's see. So, in bigger news today, I guess you would
Bigger
say,
news, we're getting even bigger. Whoa.
yeah, I'm going to share with you right now my screen in a second. But in bigger news, the world's largest NFT debuts today at the Resorts World in Las Vegas.
Whoa.
So I don't know. My screen didn't share. There it is.
No, it's there. I see it. Yeah.
I have a lag. So it's yeah. Let me pull up the article. So Resorts World debuts the NFT. It's Farrah Fawcett Foundation. And more
Oh,
management
okay.
announced that the highly anticipated NFT collection based on the world famous red bathing suit poster is currently on display at Resorts World Las Vegas, going on sale from May 17th through the 23rd.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get any copyright infringements.
I mean, you
But it's
shouldn't
a,
because it's non-copyrighted material.
yeah, I'll just show the article, and it's a 100,000 square foot LED screen
Oh,
as well on the giant LED globe located in the district, which is like their mall like area. So it's the whole reason why I wanted to come to Vegas, because I can't wait until NFT Las Vegas. We have like how New York and Miami and Cali's been having those NFT pop-ups and NFT like kind of like conventions. Like eventually there's going to be crypto conventions and NFT conventions here, and I want to be at the forefront of that.
I would love to go to VCon actually, which is Gary V's yearly conference. It is centralized around NFTs, his NFTs in general. But I would love to go to that. I think that would be awesome. But I think it's in the Midwest. I don't know why, but let's see here.
That's something I would love to go to. And okay, so the other one that I would like to announce, and I'm saving this one, which is the biggest one that totally caught me off guard, was has to do with BlackRock.
So if I remember correctly, BlackRock was one of the financiers of the Luna attack. They were one of two companies that helped finance buying the Bitcoin that started everything.
Yes, but this is a whole different article that I'm sharing. So BlackRock owns the Cosmopolitan here in Las Vegas.
Okay.
That was part of City Center that was originally owned by MGM, and MGM is acquiring it back, I believe. But the news that I wanted to share on the positive side of BlackRock, which caught me off guard, I'm not going to only talk smack about them, is they have 5,000 employees at the Cosmopolitan, and they're being sold to the MGM. But they had a major announcement today. Every employee, 5,000 employees, got a $5,000 bonus.
Wow.
I mean, it's going to help if they're getting laid off, but
what's that too? Yeah. I mean, okay. While that is, kind of awesome, to put it into perspective, that's only $250,000.
Yeah, but they also gave $1,500 signing bonuses to new employees earlier this month, or ending of last month, incentives. And I like it because there is an employee shortage here in Las Vegas. There's over 500,000 jobs to be filled right now in every industry that you could think of. Walmart's offering $100,000 for CDL drivers. And I like this because it's incentivizing other companies to take care of their employees and to offer better wages and bonuses, things that you don't hear anymore.
I mean, that is true. I think I just want to be clear on. So BlackRock in 2020 recorded. Okay, sorry. So their trailing 12-month revenue was about $20 billion. All right. So, and they gave out $250,000.
They didn't have to give anything. They're selling that.
Don't get me wrong. I think what they did is great, and it's definitely a move in the right direction. But I think it's just important to realize that they gave out less than 0.00125% of their profits to people that are very likely to get laid off.
I highly doubt they're going to get laid off, because
they'll definitely do a little bit of layoffs. I don't think there's no reason to get rid of a lot of people, but most often when some type of organization like this gets purchased, the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to downsize employees and consolidate positions. And then probably in 6 months, they'll probably start hiring again. They'll just start hiring at a lower wage than what people were paid at originally. I've been through it with 2 tech companies that have done that.
But right now, the way the things are in Vegas, I mean, even Walmart's offering $15 to $16 to start.
Which is, I mean, I wouldn't call it a living wage, because the average living wage right now is about $22. And I mean,
a livable wage in Las Vegas is $18.50 right now.
So they're paying under a living wage. But I think something is to keep in mind is kind of the grand scheme of America and deglobalization. Um, it's gonna suck for the next, I would say, at least 2 or 3 years. It's gonna suck. Gonna suck more than it sucks right now.
Oh yeah.
But I think weathering through that storm, digital assets, Bitcoin as the reserve currency, I think that weathering through that storm and doing everything you can um, in crypto, in stocks, budgeting, cutting out luxuries in your life, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised a couple years down the road with potentially where things go. They could go totally opposite of that too. Don't get me wrong, but I think there's good things to come. You know, it's always darkest before the dawn, blah blah blah, all those kind of things. I mean, that is kind of true. Or we thought it was bad now. You know, Bitcoin's back under 30,000, and it doesn't look like it's going to rebound hard. Yeah, that sucks, but you should have a plan that goes at like the minimum investment timeline, unless you're day trading or swing trading, should be at least 5 years. And even that's considered short. Most of them are 10 years. That's at least legacy standard is 10 years because that gives you enough time to go through 1 to 2 full-blown market cycles of bull bear, bull bear. Like that's the minimum. And if you're not paying attention, if you haven't been paying attention to the overall macro of stocks, worldwide, global finance, now is a great time to be paying attention to it because you're going to see when the bottom gets put in and you're going to know when to start actually putting money into the markets and buying assets. Cash flow positive assets. Like you don't need to be buying startup tech companies that don't make any money, that cash flow negative, their EPS is negative, earnings per share. If they're not making money per share, then they're not making money for their investors, and that's not a good look. But you know, there's good quality companies, crypto assets out there that you want to watch. If we want to go through a few, I think that would be good. Some of my favorites right now, Chainlink, Cosmos, Atom. I think those are two of the strongest fundamental projects in the space because they offer real world utility and interoperability. I think Matic is another one,
Yeah,
and
Matic.
ZK Rollup, layer 2 solutions for layer 1 blockchains. None of this is saying buy them right now. None of this is saying that they're ever going to rebound. But personally, these are projects that I'm watching that I think they're going to be fundamental to the crypto space. They already have utility in the digital and in the real world. And just watch them, watch these downclines because this space gets so quiet, you know? And when it's quiet, you're not paying attention. And then they start forming bottoms and then they go sideways, then they start going up and then they go up 100%. And that's when you start hearing them. You're like, oh, we got, you know, this, it went 30% over the last month. Well, it went 150% over the last year. You just had to hold on. You just had to pay attention to hold on. So if you're not paying attention, start.
No, I agree. Yeah, it's just right now, it's gonna just, you know, be patient, stack, you know, watch. And there's, I mean, don't get emotional.
Yeah, money doesn't care about your feelings. And neither do institutions who run the markets. Like, I think it's something like 85 to 88% of all stocks are owned by institutions and investors. And housing is following that suit. I mean, commercial real estate, well, nobody owns commercial real estate. Institutions do. Big conglomerate corporations do.
And speaking of real estate, it's starting to turn around already in Vegas.
Go back up or go back down?
I mean,
both.
well, I mean, to put it in better words is like, I mean, you can put whatever price tag you want on a house. It don't mean it's going to sell.
True.
You
Very
know,
true.
and people are learning that now. You know, 475,000 for a single family home here in the valley. Just because you put that price on it and somebody else sold their house for it, don't mean you're gonna get that for your house. You know, like you're it's overvalued. It's way overvalued to me. Being in the construction industry and like with the interest rates going up and people are looking for those cash buyers and ain't that
They're
many people
drying
got.
up.
Yeah, they're drying up. They've already bought what they had to buy. Not a
Yep.
lot of people got $500,000 just sitting in the bank.
Oh, and that's back to those cycles. That's why you got to pay attention.
Yeah, and then people that are renting and people that got in mortgages on the last, spike are now feeling the repercussions with the inflation, not getting free money. There is what is it? I forget the word they called it. Moratorium or something. Or
So the moratorium is like when they did it on rental evictions. If you weren't paying your rent, you couldn't evict people. So it's like a
but
temporary.
there's also one for mortgages.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So for now, it's protecting them, but for how long will it protect? Or if they restart their mortgage over, now they're gonna, they lost all that what they put into it.
And let's remember the only cause, not the only cause, but the major overarching cause of all of this is the Fiat Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the original Ponzi? Fiat money.
Well, the Forex and the other guy I was talking about it earlier, where like you want to buy a car, you want to buy a house, and all it is somebody that's clicking the keyboard, approving you for the loan, and then you're paying for it, and then when you default, they get it without even putting any money, and all they did was click the keyboard. Like there was no money involved. All that it's just like when you go to a car place and like I learned early.
There's money being transferred on the back end.
But it's notes. It's not money. It's just a note. It's a promissory note.
Oh, okay, yeah. If you want to go in those, I mean that's something. If you really want to dive into this, I would highly suggest listening to Greg Foss. He's a Canadian investor. Well, he used to be an investor. He used to operate in junk bonds and credit debit swaps. And he has some really good podcasts and YouTube videos and Twitter content where he really breaks down how the fiat system works. And essentially the only way for our economies to grow is to increase our debt and then print more money. That's literally the only way our GDP grows. That's the only way our economies grow is more debt and more money printing.
Well, it's just like when you go to buy a car, you go to buy your bike, it's like those loan officers or the finance, whatever they are there, it's all number manipulation of what you put down, interest rate, this, that, the other. Because I knew a GM at a car dealership, and basically you could get whatever you wanted, just by because they have their own banks, and they control the approval rate.
And when you so as of right now, the average bank or loan company, mortgage company, they for every $100 they loan out, they only have about $4 to $6 of actual currency or value. So you're talking about banks and like loans are like a 12x leverage on money. So they have $6 and they say, "Oh yeah, I could loan you 100." How does that work? Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense at all? Like,
well, it's just straight up strong arm tactics, bro. Like they're like, Yeah, we'll loan you the money, and we know you're gonna default basically, and we're gonna take it back when you do. That's all they're doing.
I mean, that's a huge part of it, especially with houses, man. They love that because you've been paying your loan for 4 years, and then all of a sudden you default. Well, you lose the house, and you don't get any money back. So that's a big up for them. And then they'll
Yep.
just do it again, and then and it's the amount of leveraging in a debt-based system is incredible because even if so, say I own the house I live in, I own it. I don't live here anymore. I move out, and I wanna sell it. I can sell that house to somebody, but still keep the house as an asset on my balance sheet and loan out 3 times the amount of this house as a loan to somebody else. My house, the house that I own that somebody else has a loan to buy, I use it as collateral to put out another loan.
We live in a crazy world, and like right now too, like I gotta call my real estate agent tomorrow because like we got screwed on something, and the way the world's going, like it's kind of strange that we don't even have any more offers on our property right now, which kind of baffles me.
So oh, you still have that one?
Yeah. So what happened was when we bought it, it was gonna go a default. We didn't know, and it didn't because we bought it.
Yeah, I remember you telling me like kind of that situation, but I thought you guys had offers on it.
Yeah, and then when I guess for whatever reason, so I gotta touch bases with probably this weekend with that agent because we went back to try to get those off if the people were still interested. And for whatever reason, I guess they got scared too.
The
Well,
interest rates went up, they probably didn't qualify anymore.
yeah, well, that's another big thing is all those guys who pre-qualified are no longer qualified because the one we had was a cash offer. One was for a USDA loan, but that one was going to take forever. So that's why I got to talk. I don't see why there's not even one or two offers on the plate. So
Dude, sell it to me for like $5 and just use a huge tax loss write-off, and then in fucking 5 years, I'll give it back to you.
yeah, I mean that's an option too. I mean, there's options out there. We just gotta
Yeah.
see what's going on. Hopefully, we can make a sale because we want to purchase something out here. I
Yeah.
want to have my own room so I can do this in it and
Own studio, and
yeah.
I can come out. We can look professional together.
Oh yeah. Well, I got the media room here, but it's closed at night. So I mean,
That ain't that.
yeah. And then the pool, they didn't shock the pool, so it turned green the other day. So
You
within a
can still
week,
swim in it. Don't
ugh,
matter.
mm-mm.
There's nothing wrong with it. Just doesn't look right. But I mean, you go swim in a river, man. Does it look crystal clear? Hell no.
But that leptospirosis does. Trying to get that, Yeah. So, yeah, it's just right now with the real estate, but I mean, it is what it is. It just shows me that the market it's at its tipping point.
It's it's a tipping point for sure. I was just looking through some headlines here, just seeing this one: European stocks stabilize after global sell-off, which not a bad thing to see. I mean, I think it's going to be worse than most people expect, but it's going to be better than the minority is preparing for. I think, I'm reevaluating my prediction after the last, I'd say probably the last 3 days specifically, just as things have played out. I think it's going to be a bloody summer. I mean, crypto winter, whatever you want to call it. I think it's going to play out where it's just going to be a lot of capitulation. You're going to see these micro spikes up, these micro sell-offs, and if if you don't have a long-term outlook, you're going to get wrecked. You're going to buy something here, you're going to buy a green candle thinking, "Oh, everything's going to be great." Then the next day it's going to go down. You're going to lose 15%. You're going to sell because you're scared and you don't know what you're doing. You put too much money in. Then 2 days later, the same thing's going to happen, and you're gonna go through these euphoria, depression. And I'm thinking probably the turnaround is going to be creeping upon Black Friday sales. I think that's going to be a big teller of how kind of the next the 6 months after that. I think we're going to see capitulation through the summer. Coming into the fall, I think we'll see some type of bottom, some sideways action start to occur, and maybe even some minor uptrends start to form. But I think when we see those numbers going into Black Friday, I think that's going to be a real telltale sign of kind of the next 6 to 12 months in the financial world. I know CPI came out, was 0.3% higher than expected. I don't know if inflation numbers actually came out today. I thought that was the FOMC meetings that they precursor them to. So they came out with the actual April numbers and not the projected numbers. I guess that's the difference. So the projected number was 8% inflation, or 8.1%. It went down 0.2% from the 8.5, so we're sitting at 8.3%. And that's percent change year over year. So it's not like, your money went down every dollar you have lost 8 cents in value. That is over the year. It is climbing very rapidly. It is the sharpest increase since 1981. 1981 is the sharpest increase since then. Looks pretty close to it, but inflation has been under 4% average since roughly 1993, 1994. And back to that debt-based system, inflation is part of that debt-based system because inflation allows them to print more money to keep the Ponzi going. Simple as that.
Did you see this tweet?
Let's see here. That was a couple days ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, but because he provided the sat link
for
to
you.
Ukraine. Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole other thing going on. Is like Russia's trying to annex the second largest city in Ukraine. Ukraine and Russia together provide like 16% of the global calories. Ukraine is the number one, or I should say was the number one exporter of wheat. But because they're fighting a war, their planting season has just kind of, two ships passing in the night. They just wave and nothing happens.
Which means food shortage in the future.
I know in Europe, in Spain, and in France, especially, I actually was literally just talking to this girl I met at a concert. She's from Spain. She's here visiting for a while. They have restrictions on sunflower oil. They're only allowed to buy one bottle, I think it's like a 20-ounce bottle of sunflower oil per week. So that's what I mean, man. It's going to get rough. And I think the big thing is just to understand that, like, we live lives of extreme gluttonous luxury. And most people, we've taken it for granted our whole lives because it's all we've known. But you got to factor in that there are so many other places around the globe where they don't, I mean, I think 3 billion people still don't have consistent access to the internet, which is like a third of the world's population.
And didn't General Mills catch on fire in Cali?
That's been, I need to look into this a little more. I've been hearing about all these food processing plants just randomly catching on fire. And
I heard it was a cyber attack from my sources that created somehow a fire inside.
I mean,
that's and they were blaming Russia.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed it personally that spam, that phishing scams, blatant attempts to hack, they're on the rise. You know, as the world falls into a recession, people are more likely to resort to crime. And in times of war, same thing. There's no there's no real bound there. Like there's no crime against humanity in the digital space. Doesn't exist. It's not in the Geneva Convention.
I've noticed
So,
an uptick on crime and the aggressiveness of the crimes too.
I mean, where I live or where I used to live for the past 10 years, um, it's
Sacktown.
all it's always been pretty blatant, with very little regard. Like there's a reason why they shut down and closed like 10 out of the 11 Walgreens because you could literally walk in and steal anything you want. They can't stop you and they can't prosecute you
Hmm.
because of quality of life crimes. So if you don't know where I live, you probably do now.
Sacramento.
No.
I'm just.
Sacramento's a little worse in some ways.
Yeah, I'm not trying to
Uh,
give it away. I'm just trying to throw them off.
I mean, I'm fine. Nobody's. I have nothing to hide. I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
not trying to be. I'm not
this is a
trying to be a
great current event
ghost.
show too. If people watch, you know.
Yeah. And especially how it relates to crypto, because a lot of these problems could be solved through crypto adoption, through blockchain technology. Um, it's I've been having a lot more conversations lately, especially about NFTs, especially with like some very, very wealthy friends. I am the poorest in my friend circle, in all of my friend circles. And so it's always interesting to kind of have conversations with them about these types of spaces like crypto and everything because they have a very different, I don't want to say perspective. I want to say like understanding because not even that, they have opinions. They have opinions that they formed through what people have told them, through what they hear as headline news. And a lot of times it's just kind of like unfounded, unbased opinions. So I was having this talk about NFTs with one of my friends, and he was like, "Man, they're so stupid. Like, it's a bubble. It ain't gonna last." And I'm like, "Well, what do you think NFTs are?" Oh, they're pictures of these just apes. They're apes. They're JPEG apes. And I'm like, you
Yeah,
do realize that NFTs is an actual technology that works on a contractual basis without a third party intermediary or escrow. And I kind of explained to him how, even at its very basis, you can program these contracts to do whatever you want them to do. There's no, oh, how sad.
they got their butt whooped.
I mean, they always look like they got their butt whipped. Every time I see a video of them, looks like they just got the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah, no, they can't. They went to Hawaii and they were acting a fool. Called out the whole state, the island, and some of the
For
real island boys came out and served them a can of whoop ass.
Man, I don't know the dude's name, but I don't really follow him. But every time I see his videos, I definitely gotta watch him. But he's like kind of like the real island boy. He has a good short series on like how to like what island talk and kind of like says, oh, if you want to go to the store, and then does it in like the island verbiage or whatever.
Yeah, we
Um,
go to Kine.
Yeah, I love it because it's like it's so real and like the dude is such a bro, but he's so wholesome and real. I love it.
Yeah, my wife likes when I speak pigeon too. Yeah, love when I speak pigeon.
That's what you call it, pigeon.
Yeah, it's pigeon. Yeah, no, this is shoots, brah. The kind, see. Yeah, there's a song in Hawaii called "The Kind," and "The Kind" means pretty much anything and everything.
Yeah.
You know, it means the kind. You know, you eat the kind, you went the kind. You know, the kind never come to the show today. I mean, it's just, it's great. You know, I miss it, but I don't.
I will have to go back together. You have to take me around the Big Island.
Yeah, definitely. It's sad to see too, like in that island, like how many people go missing.
Really?
Yeah,
Because of
I can't say because of it's hard to say. I mean, some people go there just to disappear because they don't want to be found again, and some
yeah,
go there and end up being disappeared and never to be found again.
yeah. I mean, I think in a certain sense, something that is very underreported because of those instances is suicide. Um,
That and I think they
just
just
look
cross
at
paths with the wrong people.
Yeah, I mean, you act a fool to the wrong person in a place like that. You might as well be, messing with the cartels in Mexico. You're not. It's not going to end up pretty.
No,
You're not going to be found.
because
Yeah,
like, see, the island boys were on Oahu. They were lucky that they just got their ass beat. If they were on the island that I was just on, where it's very rural,
yeah. Ain't
they
going to be found.
they wouldn't have got like on Oahu. They just caught the next flight out.
Yeah, You'll be chumming the waters for me going fishing in the morning.
You probably end up in a somewhere in a lava tube or out in the middle of the ocean or out in the middle of a field
Well,
somewhere.
I can put it to you this way: it only takes about 10 minutes for three full-grown pigs to eat a human body.
Exactly, and
So
it's very rampant out there where there's wild pigs. You know,
that's wild pigs.
yeah,
So
and they're hungry.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean it's a shame, you know, but I mean you're gonna come to another state and act a fool. I mean, doesn't matter where you're from or where you go. There's always bad places in every state. You know.
But yeah, man, I can think of a few out here. I ended up one of them by accident at about 3 in the morning, and I I was on the phone trying to figure out where my friends were for an after party, and not totally paying attention to my surroundings. And all of a sudden, I picked my head up, and I was like literally on the phone. I was like, "Yeah, stay on the phone with me." And I literally turned around. And I just started walking back the way I came because
Yeah, the
I knew
day
better.
before I
I
left,
knew
remember
better.
I had to call you,
Yeah.
and because some guy had a shank following me, like
Yep.
in Hawaii. Like I was like, "Ooh," this guy just ran across the street yelling for me, asking for a cigarette. I was like, I don't smoke, and he had like a steak knife, like tucked, like
Yeah, tucked in the sleeve.
this, and like was coming up to me, and I was like, oh wait,
Yeah.
6 foot social distancing, bruh.
Get those germs away, man.
Yeah, spread aloha, bro, not germs. So yeah,
All right, let me do a quick rundown. I think I hit everything I had on the
yeah. So I
docket for
did.
today. Um, to do a quick recap, shit sucks. Shit's gonna get worse
Yeah, it's
before it
gonna
gets
get worse.
better.
Yeah, it's gonna. I was gonna say
It's
that
gonna
earlier.
get
It's gonna
worse
get a
before it gets
lot
better.
worse before it gets better. I mean, the way things are going around the world, you know.
I think one of the biggest things to keep in mind, at least with crypto, especially Bitcoin, is there's a finite amount. You cannot print more Bitcoin than 21 million. Yes, it does get mined because it's proof of work, but you cannot print any more than 21 million. Same thing with a lot of these layer ones, a lot of these great projects that are fundamentally sound. That's the thing to really ask. Did anything fundamentally change about the project? No. Sentiment changed. The market's opinion of what its current fair value may have changed, but people's emotions have taken control.
Yeah,
And it's gonna be rough, but stay the course, make a plan, stick to it, be Be very diligent on your risk management.
Vigilant and diligent.
Yeah, and I don't think you'll have any issues. It's gonna suck. It sucks for everybody. But the last thing you want to do is turn your tail and run, and all of a sudden, a year later, Bitcoin's at 64,000 again, and you didn't pay attention the whole time and you didn't buy
Yeah.
or accumulate.
Yeah, it's all perception. Just look at it with with a grain of salt.
Hi.
And I hear.
This is
Hi.
Marley.
Hi, Marley. Wow.
She's asking for food that I don't have because her roommate didn't have enough food, and she's technically not mine, but she loves sitting on my lap. That's for sure.
But yeah, I think it's a good time to DCA in and just stack your bags, keep it off of exchanges, keep it on a cold storage, and
I think having skin in the game is one of the biggest turning points in anything. You don't have to buy a lot. You could go to Swan Bitcoin. We should try and get a referral for them.
oh yeah,
but
now that I'm in the States, I can get one.
yeah, go to Swan Bitcoin. You could buy like 100 sats, which is probably less than $1 right now. I think it's been less than $1. Buy 100 sats.
And if you don't want to spend money, go to the Fold app and just get them for free every day by spinning the wheel with
and Lolly
right
there.
Lolly.
Free sats a day. You get yeah, it's got to be way less than $1 because I get on average like 30 to 50 sats per day from Lolly. Fold has gone down a lot, but if you do it for 7 days in a row, you'll probably get 100 to 500 sats plus a weekly bonus. If you do it seven days in a row, you get a 250 sat bonus.
Nice. Send me your referral for Lolly. I don't have it.
All right, yeah, I'll hit you up with that.
Yeah, it's before I sign up, I'll just use your referral link.
Yeah, I think we get, I want to say $5 each worth of sats.
Oh hell yeah! Yeah, send me your referral. I'll use it.
So, or $1. I don't know. Free sats are free sats though. That's the name of the game.
Stack them sats, bro.
Dude, in 10 years, you're gonna want all the sats possible because there's only a finite amount of them, and there's only going to be less of them available as more people start onboarding into the cryptoverse and understand the value of Bitcoin as a world-changing technology.
And this might be the tipping point to where, the way the world is and the way fiat is should onboard a whole lot more people, hopefully.
I think so. I mean, more people are waking up to the fiat Ponzi, and it's inevitable. There's the time frame. I couldn't give you a time frame. That's impossible. I can say that the next halvening is 2024, so we're halfway there. Sometime in the early spring, late winter, early spring, depending on block rewards and how the time of the block goes. But the next halvening is in 2024, and we're only printing more fiat. We're printing less Bitcoin. We're mining less Bitcoin. We're printing more fiat. So tell me which one's going to be more susceptible to inflation, because that annualized percent for inflation is compounded yearly. Just because inflation goes down to 2% doesn't undo any of the 8% from the year before or the year before or the year before. It's a constant debasing of your money. That's the system. It's designed to do that. That's now why we need credit, why we need more debt, and why we need to print more money. Because if we don't, the system breaks. It's fundamentally built on that system, and it will break if any of those parts stop.
And then I got a little homework assignment for you.
Ooh, I love homework, man. Give me some. Okay. Give me some.
So, if we had a certain person or people, I want you to start coming up with base questions for interviewing somebody.
Give me a topic.
Well, that's what we have to come up with. Like, just say we had somebody on that we wanted to ask questions to.
Somebody that's like a knowledgeable person in their field.
Yeah, like
any fields, like where are we going with that? Crypto based, I'm assuming,
financial, crypto, NFT, um, housing. Just look, if you
Kind of
could,
like macroeconomics.
if okay, so yeah, well, if you could ask Satoshi Nakamoto 10 questions, what would you ask him?
Jeez. All right. Now you got me. I like that.
If you could ask Satoshi 10 things, what would you ask him? If you could sit down for 30 minutes with Elon Musk,
Okay.
what and you could only ask, well, just say like,
Let's do a five.
okay, five questions.
Five questions, 30 minutes.
5 questions, 30 minutes. Your guess would be Elon Musk, Satoshi Nakamoto, and
I mean, I would love someone kind of like, um, say someone like Mark Cuban
oh, I was about to say
or
Mark
Grant
Cuban,
Cardone, like someone who's
Michael Saylor.
super Michael Saylor. I would say Michael Saylor's a little more in the Elon Musk category. Just on the
But,
nature of how he believes in Bitcoin and how
but if we
his
started
philosophies
bringing
on
on,
life.
like,
But
I think we have a great show.
man, I like our show. I love
Yeah, I mean,
it.
it's a variety of things, current events, financial institutions,
Real
things happen,
estate,
real
life,
estate, yeah,
everything.
life,
It's
everything, festivals, DJs.
yeah.
Oh, speaking of quick news on Excision, I think he donated $100,000 today.
So he started his own nonprofit. It is Excision's Bass Music Foundation, and he is gonna do. He started the foundation with $100,000, and what they're going to do is over the next I want to say like month or two. Seems like it's already kind of been in the works, but what they're gonna do is they're gonna kind of give 10 DJs or artists, musicians, whatever you want to put that, because it wasn't really specific, but 10, let's just say 10 artists. They're going to give them $10,000 each, and they're going to support them on their platform. So they're going to give them grant money to buy equipment, to get studio time, whatever it is they need to be more of an artist than they are, more in the direction they want to go. They're going to support them in that. And then they're going to like they're gonna billboard them on the bass music scene, the Excision's bass
Yeah.
music scene.
So that's what
So
I mean. Like, so think of 5 questions, like, because I want to bring music artists on this show. I
I was
want
gonna say, man, we could start scheduling maybe like one show, maybe like one a month, and do like a short show, and then maybe have someone play like a 30-minute set or an
yeah,
hour-long set, 45-minute set or something like that. Like that would be dope.
yeah, or just trying
All
to just,
different, like our own tiny desk.
yeah, like I want. Well, that's why I want to get our new place. So like eventually, sooner than later, hopefully, and set up my equipment and just like throw down,
Hell
and
yeah,
have fun
that'd be
with it,
awesome.
and not monetize it or anything, and just see what I could, just for fun. And if I want to bring, like, if I could get a musical guest on here, I mean, I know some people maybe, or like,
I got,
and
I got connections for that. I do.
yeah, so like maybe, like it'll help us, it'll help them. I mean, we're not, the biggest, we've had an audience of two, which is two more than zero this whole
That's what I'm
time.
saying.
And just, like things we could ask them, like, like we want to, like, what inspired you, like what artist, what song, what moment in your life, like, I just want people to come on and tell their story.
I mean, we could maybe. I mean, I pitched that idea before. Well, it was a whole separate podcast, but something that I think would be really cool is just a tell your story podcast.
Yeah, well,
You know.
the headline of my YouTube channel is "That's a good question."
Okay.
You know, it just says this description. I just That's a good question.
Yeah.
Like, I want to hear people's story. I want to ask questions. Like, I want to know what motivates certain people. You know, whether it
Yeah.
be money or family or friends or um, just being a unique person in whatever space it is that they're in. We could,
I mean, that
um,
was my motivation, dude. New
yeah,
camera.
there you go. I want,
That was my
you know,
motivation.
that's why I'm here to hear your story every time, every chance I get. We can share my story, your story. I'm gonna try get Chuck Wing Duck on here, talk about mental health issues. I'm gonna try and schedule that probably.
Yes, love that. That's
Yeah, he does the it's what the duck,
perfect.
and
Perfect.
what it is he has these little rubber duckies, and he goes around to different events and venues and looks for somebody who might not be having a great day or might be going through something, and or maybe he saw somebody doing something nice for somebody, and he just goes up to them and gives them a duck, and that catches them off guard and just asks them, what are you thankful for today?
Nice.
And to share that story. And that's what, like, I think maybe we'll start that too, like on the beginning of the stream, is like maybe we can say what we're most thankful for. Thanksgiving can be every day.
Damn straight, man.
And yeah, I'm gonna talk to him and schedule something with him. I gotta
Daily
try.
gratitude. I like
Yeah,
that one. Yeah.
the attitude of gratitude, bro. And then I got another person I want to talk to in Florida. They got a project going on in the metaverse. I was gonna cover it, but I want them to come on and I want them to speak. Like, I don't want to like show anything. I want somebody to come on my platform and say, hey, like, what you got, man? And
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, that's the only way we're gonna build a, what is it?
Community. Because that's
Yeah,
what we're looking for, man, is a community. Where
yeah,
well, this is a participatory space. This
yeah,
isn't this isn't just us talking to each other about whatever we want. This is we want feedback. We want to know what you want to hear. We want to dude, we bring you on the show. Well, we want to hear your story, man. Like
yeah,
we want all of that. That this like especially post COVID, like those spaces just don't exist like they used to. And we want to
yeah.
bring that back. We
Yeah,
want to build that.
organically, not because we're doing 1 million Saitama giveaway. Or
I mean, it
y-
ain't about the money. We don't have the viewers to have the money. This is
yeah,
about the viewers.
yeah,
We
and,
want
and I
we want
think
this to be our space.
yeah, and I think we're on to something, and it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. I mean, I'm up to
Bro,
almost
we ain't
17.
Lambo in tomorrow. No
No,
Lambo date. No.
no. We
I will never ever. You could quote me now, and you could clip this for the rest of my life. I will never buy a Lambo. I might buy a Dodge Viper for like 20 grand.
you buy me a
That is my
Lambo.
that is my dream car. I will never give Lamborghini or a Lamborghini dealership or Ferrari or Porsche
Dang.
or Mercedes or even like Lexus. No, you're not getting my money. I could feed so
Uh,
many people with that money. I could help so many artists. There's so much greatness you could do with that money. I'm
yeah.
not wasting it
Well,
on a fucking
that's why I
car.
was kind
Not
of upset
happening.
with like all the guys that went into the other side deeds NFT. Like, the amount of
Uh,
gas spent like for those transactions could have, like, you could have gave $1 million to every person in the United States.
yeah, man. Like you want to buy a Lambo, I want to support single moms. We're not the same.
Well, they support single moms too.
By buying Lambos?
No, at the strip club.
That's not what I'm talking about.
It's a joke, bro. You know what I mean. Yeah. But nah, yeah. I mean, I want to do a lot of good things too. It's gonna take time.
It does take time, but I think having having a game plan moving forward regardless of so many other things. Like I've splurged on myself recently and I got two things that I have been dreaming about for the last 10 years. And I feel like I finally deserve those things.
Yeah, you do.
But I also I donate, I would say like 10% of my paycheck to, I
Church.
wouldn't say donate. No, absolutely not. I
Another
wouldn't say
joke.
necessarily donate, but I support my friends that are artists. I buy their prints. I
Yep.
support their Twitch channels.
Buy their
Um,
jewelry.
I buy their jewelry. Whatever they make, like I'm buying some of it because, like, you can even just look on my wall. Like,
Yep.
that's not, well, the Daily Bread's not mine, but these things are artists that I know and I support them. This jacket, one of my most favorite artists in the entire world made this jacket. His name's Nathan Huffman. Check him out. His shit is amazing.
Let's get him on the
Um,
show.
I don't think he'd come on the show, honestly. He's a bit reclusive. Um,
Well, we don't have a
yeah.
big audience, so.
What are we getting on viewership total on the last couple live streams?
Let's take a look, shall we? Da-da-da. Oh,
Because I mean, we got a couple episodes up now. Like, I'm gonna start sharing it. I'm gonna share it to my Facebook, to my Instagram. Start doing a little bit of guerrilla marketing. Let's get some people, get some
I,
feedback. That's what you need is some feedback, man. We need that data.
I'm trying. I've been out there posting it everywhere. So let's see. I'm almost to 1,700 subscribers
Woo!
organically.
Oh, let's go.
And let's see.
I wish I could zoom in on this. Oh, I can. Well, that's a game changer there. Got 26 returning viewers, 779 unique viewers. Hell yeah, dude. We're killing it. I love it.
Here.
I love it.
It's getting there. It's getting there.
Dude, I think it's incredible. I think it's fantastic. Especially like up until what, like 2 weeks ago, we weren't doing this, you know? Simple as
Yeah.
that.
Well, I figure it's easier. Like, I can record a 5-minute video, but it takes a lot of space. So I'm like, I like doing the lives, raw, unedited, real, and it's getting there.
It makes me feel like I need to really start my own channel, but I don't know.
Took me 16 years to get this far. So, I mean,
All right,
yeah,
I'll ride your coattails, bro.
no, we'll do it together. Like, we'll do this, and then we'll build it up, and
Dude,
then
the ShakaBruh and Sunshine show, man.
yeah, I mean, I didn't expect it to get this far. It's gonna take more time, and then people. I'm gonna make some calls later because I know there's gonna be something out there that's gonna be the next Shib,
Ooh.
or maybe
I
it will
mean,
be.
it's starting to get back to shitcoin season. I mean, it's not,
Yeah.
we're not quite there yet. It's still a bit off, but we're gonna start getting close. Once you see Bitcoin put in a heavy bottom and trend sideways for a couple weeks, you're gonna see it's shitcoin season, man.
Well, I'm curious as to. Well, let's see. Where are we at? We're at Shiba Inu. 1, 2, 3,
Uh,
4 zeros. It's about to add a zero in a minute.
Shit, I might actually look at buying some then.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it loses 2 zeros, it's going to go back to where it started.
Well, no, because it started at,
Well, not where it started, but
I'm gonna
like
say it started at like 9 zeros.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah. Like when it debuted, it was like 9 zeros. Probably 10. Because 10 to 9 is pretty, that's nothing. That's like your IDO plus a week.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't count 2, 4, 6.
I'm telling you, man, it's probably 9 or 10 zeros.
Yeah, no, I'm calling like when we got in. It's like 7 zeros when we
I'm
got
gonna
in.
say
Yeah.
7. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's about right.
Imagine you got in with all the zeros, 8 zeros.
I mean, you go get in Shinosuke and it loses 10 zeros. It still has 5.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, like, because if it, I don't know, man.
I mean, it's you gotta factor in with a lot of these projects and why I say it kind of depends on Bitcoin, because you could be working on the most like groundbreaking. Oh wow, that's wild. You could be working on one of the most like groundbreaking projects in the meme coin, shitcoin space, but it might not be the right time to launch. Whoo, that's rough. $1 million investment in Luna is now worth $5,000.
That's brutal.
It is, and I mean, Luna as a project, as a layer one, I mean, it's got gas. There's a lot of great projects that are being built on it. They're still being developed. They're going to be around for a while. But back to the Fiat Ponzi, part of the issue with all of that is what plagued Luna of being over leveraged. You get a margin call, you get liquidated. And
Yeah.
Whales forced margin call on Luna. That's basically what happened.
Well, I'm hoping that the Wiz drops some alpha and we find out,
Ooh.
you
We
know.
gotta keep on his ass, their ass about getting on the show. Get him a nice
Yeah,
avatar.
yeah.
They don't even need. They just little character. We could Photoshop an avatar over him. I don't care. Get him a voice modulator. Like I think it would just all right. We'll put that. I want 5 questions to the Wiz.
That's what I'm saying. So get some questions ready. Well, like, 'cause when the time comes, we gotta be able to keep him. Like, we gotta have good questions to keep him captivated.
Oh, I'll have questions for that. Absolutely. Wow. I just want to say right now the Bitcoin market cap is only $500 billion. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah,
Seems like a
whack.
good time to buy versus $60,000, huh?
Yeah, no,
You know.
it's everything's on sale right now. Like, this is what you want to buy, not financial
Again, back to
advice.
my, you know, I mean, if you look at the all-time Bitcoin chart in a logarithmic view, you can see exactly what's going on right now. And you could see we're going to see some heavy capitulation. It's going to last 6, 9, maybe 12 months. We're going to get a rip. Like it's inevitable. It is inevitable. The time frame is a variable, but number go up technology is inevitable because you can't print more Bitcoin. And as more people need Bitcoin, as GBTC needs more Bitcoin, as Michael Saylor probably going to do another round of selling more shares to his company to buy more Bitcoin happens. Um, as more things get built, as Terra Luna, Luna buys Bitcoin to help collateralize their stablecoin. They need more. Obviously, they need more. Um, and with the halvening coming up, you're going to be down to about 3 Bitcoin per block, which I mean, we'll pull up the numbers right now. So you got 24 hours in a day times 60 minutes in an hour. 24 times 60. That's 1,440 minutes in a day. We're going to divide that by 10 because that's the amount of minutes in a block. That's 144 blocks a day times 3. That's 432 Bitcoin mined per day, as opposed to the 900 that is mined right now.
Well, third. Speaking of Bitcoin and the Wizard, May 17th, the hardest riddle in the world comes out from the Wizard.
Ooh. We're gonna
with
have to do it. We're gonna do a live stream a week just on that, bro.
you read my mind. So
That's a Sunday fun day stream.
that one is a 7 Bitcoin prize,
True.
and there are two people in the wizard chat, Ballisnay, which is one of the mods, which is he deserves it because he's the one solving all the riddles, but it's him and another guy that are on top of their game. So we gotta. I'm trying to get this community together. You're
You
like,
gotta step it up, man. Imagine a 7 Bitcoin prize pool amongst we got 1,700 subscribers.
yeah, like so I'm trying to like I'm
It's
gonna
a
go
good
on
chunk of change coming right into your pockets, friend.
yeah, so I'm gonna try and talk to the guys in the Crypto 101 chat that we run, and try because there's only 111 members in the wizard chat.
I gotta see if I'm in that one because I hit up the mod and I told him I'm like, hey, I'm looking for the blue wizard, and he was like, why?
Exactly, you have to prove you can't just come in. Like they like you see what I'm saying? Like it's
I know exactly what you're trying to say. I do,
yeah,
you know.
it's hard to explain. Like you have to like I had to solve riddles to get as close as I've been to him, and
Well, I've broken a lot of my, I don't want to say introvert because it's not technically, I would say the right. It's not the right word for that. But those types of tendencies, I've broken a lot of them over the past 2 years. So
he just messaged.
the Wiz,
Yeah.
jeez, the universe ceases to amaze me.
Why he's saying Luna wins the best bad coin of the week award
Well,
from
I
that.
know a couple people who they bought. So Luna went down. If I remember correctly, Luna went down. The stable coin Terra actually. So Terra went down to like 73 cents. Or no, I think it went down to like 44 cents at one point. Um, and I was in a couple of the groups that I'm in. Let me try to pull up the
What is
chart
it? 1
here.
million now equals 5K.
I mean, that's it. That's for Luna. That's for the actual Luna coin. Not so basically the issue right now, oh wow. So Terra is down to 44 cents right now. Um, so the reason that this is happening is because to mint any stable coin, you need to burn Luna. To get Terra, you need to burn Luna,
Oh wait, he
and
okay.
vice versa.
Here we go. Yeah, because what we were talking about, BlackRock and Citadel borrowed 100,000 Bitcoin from Gemini. It appears in their loan book. They swapped 25K of the Bitcoin into US dollar tether. This was all done quietly in anticipation of the attack. When the time was right, they called up Do Kwon at Terra Foundation and said that they wanted to sell a lot of Bitcoin for UST. As it was a large trade, they told him that they didn't want to move the market and asked if he would like to buy their large block of Bitcoin at a discount for UST. Do Kwon took the bait. He gave them a huge chunk of UST, thus lowering the UST liquidity significantly. At that point, BlackRock Citadel dumped all the Bitcoin and UST, causing massive slippage and triggering a cascade of forced selling in both assets. The real problem was BlackRock Citadel knew that Anchor, which holds a lot of Luna, was a Ponzi scheme. They offered 20% staking APY for Christ's sake, and this crash would trigger more withdrawals and Anchor can repay. These forced withdrawals and selling would trigger a massive sell-off in Luna, thus further breaking the $1 peg and wrecking the market further. BlackRock and Citadel can now buy the Bitcoin back cheaply to repay the loan and pocket the difference, which is what we talked about. Meanwhile, billions of
That's that
longs and
arbitrage.
yep, yeah.
And that's something that we will cover on a future 101 Wednesday is dark pools, because what Citadel and BlackRock did is they used dark pools to set up a manipulative situation, a market manipulation, and they used dark pools to prevent on exchange liquidity issues and on exchange, um, basically on exchange, just seeing it on an exchange. That's they did. They used dark pools to prevent anybody from on an exchange or on chain from seeing the moves that they were making in anticipation for this attack. Which, I mean, if they're anticipating attack, I kind of have to like make the assumption they were part of the attack.
Yeah.
And if they weren't, they were complicit, which basically they were part of the attack. Not sorry. Said what I said. So I don't know. We're at like an hour and a half now. I don't know if you want to wrap it up. I'll keep going all night, but
Nah, we're gonna wrap it up.
all right.
I'm just messaging the wizard.
Yeah. So definitely we'll touch upon. I'm gonna write this in my notes right now because I think it's important to understand what dark pools are. And anybody watching this, please comment on any part of the cryptoverse, the finance space, micro, macro,
Yeah,
anything you
comment down
want to
below.
hear us talk about, anything at all that has to do with pretty much anything. But if you can keep it crypto, finance, global, macroeconomics, I would love to talk about it as best I can or
He's sending more.
research it. Yeah, because I love that. I am definitely all about. I like when people tell me I'm wrong. I could say that in that sense because that means I have something to learn and I like learning.
Oh, we were talking about this earlier too. He's showing. Oh, oh. Uh, he's posting the coin we talked about earlier in his coin.
Well, we talked about a couple of coins, so I could.
Shiba trillions of coins, millions of holders, 2 years old.
Shibarium's supposed to launch this year.
Well, his coin, less coin, which is I'm gonna have to go get me some Wiz coin because he's saying Blue Wizard 21 billion coin, 2,200 holders, 1 year old, and it's the 4 zeros and same price as Shib.
Interesting.
He
I
gave
mean,
yeah
I
he's
check in on it, but
yeah. I'm gonna have to get some though and hold it because he's gonna pump it to make me rich. I know.
that's another
Throwing
one
hints. Like
here.
I'm like it's funny because like it's crazy. Like he's listening to me again. Like we have this connection. It's just I can't explain it. Like he's like, yeah, it's a good one to talk about, and they got away with it. Yeah, definitely. That's why we're talking about it. Like
And
I wonder if
that's
you
the
want.
saddest part of it all is that they just get away with it.
Oh, he's typing.
That's it. We just get away with it. Kind of like Mount Gox. I was like, they just got away with it.
For a little bit.
Considering how much they took versus how much was recovered, they got away with it.
But they're paying for it now.
With what? How do you like? That's like suing a stripper, dude. You ain't gonna get nothing. It makes no sense. You're wasting your time,
But they're in prison.
and you still ain't getting the money back. It's like the Binance hack. They stole like $300 million worth of assets. So far, they've recovered like 1.5 million.
But they'll be in
And the
prison
guys
for
are in a
life.
non-extradite company. You can't even extradite them from where they are.
Yeah. in front.
Better be adorable.
Hold
Okay.
on.
All right, we got that on for next. Yeah, man. I mean, we're down. Jeez, that chart, dude. That's ugly. Like that's hard. That's rough. That Terra Luna chart, not the stable coins, the actual Luna chart peaked at $116, down to 46 cents, man. That is wild. And if you're in the short business, well, kudos to you. You made a killing. I mean, I'm looking at the 1 day chart. We started the 1 day chart at 13. We'll just call it 13. $13 down to 46 cents. I am sorry if you were invested in Luna. That sucks, dude. Like that sucks.
Yeah.
But
Whoo!
back to risk management. Your entire portfolio should not have been in Luna. I Part of the legacy aspect that I understand and that has trickled over into crypto, um, you really shouldn't have more than 5 to 10% of your portfolio in a single asset. That's not saying a sector. You could be 100% in the energy sector, but you should not own 100% of one company. That should not be your portfolio. You should own Exxon. You should own like Texas Natural Gas. You should own, probably not any Russian exports at this point, but at a time, you should diversify. Even if
Yeah,
they're in the same sector, you should still diversify. It's still very important.
true that. But yeah, let's wrap it up here. I'm gonna go eat and I gotta go shower. I gotta get to bed. It's almost 2 hours. Holy moly.
Yeah, we pushed this one, but
But it's
I mean,
worth it. Like,
I hope people enjoyed it. I hope if you if you're interested in anything that we talked about, that you got some value out of it, because that's what we're here for. We want to give you some value. We want to save you some mistakes, and we want to just have that conversation, keep it open. That's why we're here.
true that. Well, all right, everybody, have a good night. It was nice talking with you as usual. And until the next one, hit me up on offline when you wanna do another stream.
Yeah, man. Hit me up after you shower. Give me a call.
All
We'll
right,
chat.
all right, cool, man. Thank you.
Of course, man. Y'all have a good night.
Peace.
Peace.